price is not everything. Well, I tend to disagree. So we are talking about food, this is. So we are literally today talking about still prepping and stockpiling our food, but I wanted to bring to your attention the certain things that I found and I've bought that seems to be a far better value, either is to do with the price or basically amount of food per storage, if that makes sense, right? Because I know we don't all have the huge amount of space where we can stockpile all our tins and everything else. So in certain instances, there's some things that seem to be a slightly better alternative for storage as well as the price. So first thing, right, I'm gonna start with the most common thing is a toilet roll, right? We all know when the COVID hit, that people were prepared to sell their kidneys just to get hold of toilets so they can wipe their bums in comfort. Toilet roll has gone up in price hugely, and I must say, guys, to be fair, I do not buy and have not been buying a normal toilet roll for years. We've migrated to a commercial toilet rolls, although of course, guys, with all of this stuff there, you have to invest money a little bit at the front, but again, you can choose sort of one product and maybe buy one a month because they do cost you a little bit more. However, the toilet rolls, I cannot possibly stress enough how much cheaper that works out to be. You can buy the toilet rolls like that. I think there's a 300 meters on the roll, and you can buy, I think, pack of 6 for like £17. You can buy the slightly branded ones. They're a little bit smaller, but you can actually fit them on your toilet roll holder. With this ones you can't, but you can pick up, hear me, 24 pack for about £22, and if many places do them, you might be able to find them slightly bit cheaper, but my goodness, that works out to be, say, £1 a roll. Yes, that sounds like quite a lot, but if you work out how long it will take you to use your normal standard toilet roll for, I say, was it 40 or 50p a roll, and then you compare that will last you double the amount. Yes, of course, I understand it's not like quadruply quilted and everything else, but I'm sorry, if you don't want to sell your kidney to wipe your bum, then this is a good option to go. So I strongly suggest, honestly, like, that's the best thing. If you ever to swap to something, I suggest you swap your toilet roll. But that's it, right? Next thing, we're migrating to mashed potatoes, right? There is plenty of things out there on the market for mashed potatoes, and I myself have been buying the Smash and like Tesco's ones, and if you're prepping for sort of for the short term, like for your 6 months or 3 months in the cupboard, the little ones are absolutely fine, but they do not last like long time. They don't physically because there's not a lot in there. They are still quite expensive. Like Smash, I think, is over £2 for like 300 or 250 grams. So you kind of, not a lot, but if you and then add it up and see how many meals you can get, you need to have quite a few of them, and yet they'll take quite a bit of space because those tins, they're half empty, as you know. So I found this guy on Amazon. Maggie, it's quite common brand. It's a good brand. They do obviously all sorts of things, I'm sure you're aware. I found this bag on Amazon. It's 4 kilos, okay? It's £26 right now. However, 4 kilos, that will get you a lot of mashed potato. I think that totally makes, so each kilo will make you 5 litres of potatoes. So that's like approximately says 6 kilos so of wet potatoes. So technically, it works out quite cheap. I know there's a date on there. There's a date about a year. However, I'm going to split that, put this in the vacuum sealer bags and then put it in the Mylar bags. For all you who are wondering what the Mylar bags are, it's basically those sort of bags like that. They're silver, they're thick, or black, sorry, and they're quite thick. Anyway, that's a different story. So for £26, I worked out it's still cheaper than buying the Smash or even, I think, Asda's or Tesco's version per gram or per kilogram. So I strongly suggest, and buy them before the price goes up, because next thing I'll tell you what I did with that. So, right, soup. I mentioned that soup. I mentioned the little ones. I've bought the little ones before buying the big ones because I wanted to try what the, let me just grab one of those to try what they taste like. So by the time I got my ass in gear and I ordered one of each, those things gone up. Right, this one, sorry, the little ones are 25 portions, and they were initially £6.50, and then they've gone up to £8, and some of them are £12, which is absolutely ridiculous. 25 portions is not a lot, but it's enough for you to try it. So then they had those things. They were at the time £18, and I'm like, yes, you know, £18 is quite a lot, but that gives you 200 portions. And I didn't really want to spend the money unless I've tried the taste, because there are a few of them to choose from. And I've been kicking myself since, because they've gone up from 18 pounds to 21 pounds to 23 pounds, and then they're gone up to 28 pounds. I've been looking out for them now. I've bought a couple at, I think, on sale when it was the Prime Day. I managed to get them for about 20 pounds. Again, as I said, I'm kicking myself for not buying them earlier, because the tomato one is most expensive. It's quite often out of stock. I don't have it because I don't want to pay 28 quid, so I'll wait until it goes on sale. But guys, 200 portions, if you think about it, yes, they're not the huge massive portions. I think it's 170 ml portion. However, that gives you quite a thick soup, so you can always dilute it with a little bit more. 200 to 120 ml gives you a slightly thinner soup, or if you want to use it for your like pasta sauces. So if you think about it, the portion size is and the amount of food you'll get from that. So 200 portions is 2 of you. That's like, it's say 100 portions, 100 dinners, so between 2 of you. So that's quite a lot. So if you're trying to stock up like even 50 cans, you can see the space saving thing you have by just being able to buy them. So I can't recommend them enough. I'm not like affiliated with Knorr or anything, so I just love them, and I think they're a great way. They're in the little buckets, they're sealed, so you can stack them up and store them for a rainy day. I only have 2. I'm waiting for the other ones to go on sale, and then hopefully I'll buy more. So in this instance, bigger is better. 20 quid, and well, now whatever we pay, 10 pounds, and it's 200 portions or 25 portions. Works up 10p portion. It's absolutely bargain. Love it. Right, next thing, let's go with that. My favorite. Ghee. I know people say you can make your own ghee. Sometimes like it's cheaper to buy stuff than to make stuff, and it's already comes manufacturer sealed. It's in a metal tin, so it's far better for storage than these glass or whatever you do with that. If you get your butter like for the stupidly cheap price, absolutely. There's no way you can tell me you can make a kilo worth of ghee with under 10 pounds. And this is what I found on Amazon on the deal. It's $9.98 for a kilo of ghee, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. It's a very good value. I think you have to buy 2 as a minimum order, but it's just brilliant. So considering now butter is £2.05 for 250 grams, you don't get your 250 grams worth of ghee, you lose some. So again, if there's something that you want to store, have a look at the bigger sizes, because bigger is sometimes better. Right, next thing, the most popular thing again during the lockdown time with the flour. Yes, you can buy a bulk flour in a big bags. However, it's still cheaper to buy a smaller bags of flour, especially if you buy the supermarket ones. So hence flour is not on my list. But the yeast, it's cheaper. So it's half a kilo. It's vacuum sealed. It lasts for, I think, what's 2024 because it's vacuum sealed. So which is absolutely brilliant. So half a kilo, I picked it up for I think under £5 on Amazon. So if you know how much the yeast is, and if you add it up, that works out to be far cheaper than buying the little sachets or the little jars of Allison's, whatever the yeast that you guys normally buy. So again, if you bake a lot, something worth having. And don't forget, you can split it into smaller portions, vacuum pack it, do whatever you need to do. Depends how much you cook. Right, this is an odd one. It's not a big one, but this is the pinto beans. We can't seem to, or I don't know where to get a massive bag of beans like you do like 10 kilo of rice, unless you maybe if you with some Asian supermarkets. I don't know, I don't have anything nearby. However, I found again Morrison's brand, but on Amazon, 2.5 kilos for under £6, which is really good, because if you look on like anywhere else, they work out to be like £6 a kilo, if not more. So again, things like this don't hang around. So if you do like me, sort of constantly checking stuff, look for things, because deal come up, and if deals like this just don't hang around. So I bought us at 5 kilos, like whatever is worked out to be like 11 something pounds. So I think it's a good value for money. Right, next thing, right, salt. A big bag of salt, right? I bought that from Asda, and I did tell you guys on the previous video, if you unless you salt your own fishes or do whatever, then there's no point having like huge amount of salt. So you just have enough to what you want to last you for a year or whatever. However, because salt doesn't expire, you don't really get any bags in it. It can last for ages. Somebody commented the salt is a good idea for sort of swapping and changing if, you know, if SHTF situation happens. So I'm thinking, well, why not? £1.80, and you get yourself 1.5 kilos. No, sorry, my goodness. Sorry, 3 kilos. £1.80. In Tesco's, I think the cheapest I've seen is £2.60, and it's only 1.5 kilos for the same kind of like packaging in the bag. So Asda so far, the cheapest, they only had 2, so I just got 2, and I'm just going to shove them somewhere and whatever. And you don't really even need to vacuum seal that at all. Right. So, right, another thing, the obvious things probably is, again, it's the like a cocoa powder and the dried milk. This one is like cappuccino topping, but basically a dried milk. You can buy Coffee Mate in Lidl, and I think it's like £2.50 for like a little 200 grams or something. So you can pick those up for, if you look properly, whether it's to be eBay or Amazon. Again, you have to wait for the deal. I think I paid about £5 for that. It's a kilo. It's a good deal, and again, it will last for ages. So here we go. Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna dump it there. Right, herbs and spices. There's another thing. Herbs and spices, it's absolutely stupidly priced in the supermarket just because they put them in the tiny little glass jar. And I think with the little sprinkling holes in there, they seem to think it's okay to charge like sometimes £2.50 for like not even 100 grams. I think it's absolutely diabolical. So if you're prepping, do not ever buy those small little jars. Just do not buy a big bag. Again, on Amazon, or there's plenty of organic food places or non-organic food places that do stuff. So like the black pepper, it's a kilo, and you can pick them up for like, again, $6.99. I think I paid a little while back. I've got a couple of them. Pepper's great. This one is like a cracked black pepper. I also have a whole black pepper. You can obviously crack it or do whatever you wish with that, but it's just so much cheaper than buying the little things. And don't forget, once you have it, dates, whatever they put on them, it doesn't really matter. So as long as you store it properly, it's absolutely fine. This one is in my short storage thing, so it's not vacuum sealed, it's just in a bag. But yeah, basically have a look around. And the same thing with garlic. Garlic flakes, garlic granules. Yes, you can do your own, you can dry your own, but by the time you've wasted your electricity, you would never dry things properly. Those things are freeze dried, which is the far best way of drying food, so it'll last you a really long time. Again, you can pick up a kilo of garlic granules or garlic flakes for about £8, I think, if not a little bit less. And if you think like it's a lot, but you really don't need a lot, but because by the time you hydrated it, it's basically expands like anything. Right, so on the same note, I have is, I'm not going to show you the brand, I'm not giving them free advertising, is dried. Sorry guys, I'm not sure, must be some gremlins in my phone because the video just stopped and I haven't realized it and I've cleared the stuff. Good job on the last two items anyway, I'm really sorry about this. So the last item, one of the last items I was talking about is a dried onion flakes. They're the most amazing thing I've ever tried. They're freeze dried. As I mentioned, the freeze dried is a far better way of preserving your food rather than dehydrating, although it is a little bit dearer. However, you can buy a kilo, that smells amazing, a kilo of freeze dried onion flakes for under £10. And do you know what? I was extremely surprised. Obviously, because it's dry, you have to hydrate that. But this thing was still crispy after it's been hydrated. It's really amazing. I'm over the moon with that one. You can literally take a handful if you add it to a curry or whatever else you want to do with that. But I think, not that we're not going to have a shortage of onions, I really don't believe that. However, it's a really good thing, I think, to have in your staple in the pantry if you do like cooking, and I love it, absolutely love it. And then coming down to the last bit is the protein powder. Basically, we are talking about calories, right? So if we are in a position where if we haven't got enough food, haven't got enough calories in the food that we're eating from the tins or whatever we stockpiled, protein powder is really great alternative because you can pretty much live on the protein powder. It's got loads of benefits, it's got loads of vitamins, and it's got a lot of calories. One of the things to look out for is looking out for the what do you call it? What do you call it, Dan?
I don't know what you're trying to say. It's protein powder. It has that is a high calorific protein powder.
Yeah, they call them like, again,
BCAAs.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's got lots of goodness for it. And I forgot what I was going to say. This is what happens when you start the video and then you have to like pick up the video. You just lose your train of thought. Anyway, I do apologize, guys. Yes, the protein powder, get the one that's got the highest calorific value in there, because basically you can mix it out with water, you can mix it out with milk, and you can live off that if you're lacking in calories somewhere else.
You couldn't live off it.
You could.
But if you have to.
But if you have to, you will. Anyway, sorry guys to the really random end of that video. It's really, really irritated me, but I really, didn't want to get all of the stuff back out there and go through, because you know when your second time trying to do a video, it never really works out as good as you did first one if you messed up. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I do hope that you have found this video helpful. Don't forget, a thumbs up if you like the video and you want to see more similar content. If you want to click the little bell button so you would never miss any of the videos that I put out, and subscribe if you want to support the channel. So anyway, we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.